Alrighty. Good evening, everyone. It's not exactly set. We're running a little bit behind schedule, but that might end up being a good thing, and you'll see later why. My name is Ira Levenott, and I am the Chief of the Election Commission. I want to welcome you all to the Student Government Association Awards programs for the outgoing 94th administration and the inauguration of the 95th administration. On behalf of the Election Commission, which includes Esther Oyediran and Vice Chair of Marketing and Alanis Ellis as the Vice Chair of Logistics, I just want to extend our warmest welcome to all of the newly elected officers, volunteers, and outgoing officers and guests. I want to especially thank Dr. Barbara Johnson, the new Dean of Perimeter College, for her attendance and support of SGA. She's here tonight with us, which is very special. I'm going to serve as the MC for today's program. And now, to start us off, it's my pleasure to introduce Dr. Michael Sansevero, Vice President of Student Engagement.
Thank you, and good evening. No, it's on. It's on. Yeah, believe me, if there's a hot mic, I'm going to tell you, it's on. And you know once you give me the mic, you're in trouble, because I'm going to say what I feel like saying. And what I feel like saying tonight is that I am so glad that you are here, and I am so excited to see that we are also doing this a little bit earlier. So I want to thank our SGA administration, because, you know, I don't know if does everyone know about the timing of this being earlier this year? Oh, okay, well, because one of the things you know is that Georgia State University is a shared governance model. What that means is that unlike some schools where you have student government as kind of its own student, fully separate, and then you have a faculty senate, and then you have like a staff senate, and each of the senates kind of has their own thing, but don't really, integrate, which I've always found to be an unfortunate model. The thing that I love about the model at Georgia State is that the university-wide senate involves voices from every constituent, its faculty, its staff, and its students. But one of the challenges administratively sometimes in the past has been that if SGA elections and this ceremony happen too late in the semester, the other bodies have already transitioned their leadership earlier, and in April, before the faculty contracts run out for the semester, all the committees start meeting again. And it's always been so important to me that the student voice is ever present in everything that we do at a university. And so that's why I applaud this administration for your work to align the schedules so that all of the senates, all of the different groups are able to come together at the same time so that your voices will be at the table in April with the faculty as the new faculty appointments come in. That is so critically important. So the other thing I'm also going to say that's critically important, because I go to a lot of Senate meetings and a lot of things, and I know I'm just giving a welcome. I'm not supposed to really be giving remarks, but you gave me a mic, right? So, but no, I think it's important to say, and again, for those of you who have put in the long hours, and many of you have put in some really long hours, I know this work is hard. I know that there are times that you're going to question, is this worth it? Is it worth all the effort? And I'm telling you, it absolutely is, for so many reasons. Not only for you personally, but your voice represents the over 50,000 students of Georgia State University, and you're being ever present at every moment and opportunity you have a chance. So whether it's a Senate subcommittee, whether it's another university governance process, whether it's a reception or a social that someone's hosting, be present whenever you can be present. And introduce yourself. Make sure people know who you are and why you're there. And also don't shy away from speaking up. Because I know sometimes it can feel a little overwhelming. I imagine especially for some of you new to SGA, you'll be like, and I've been on committees where people are introducing themselves, and I've heard students say, oh, I'm so-and-so, I'm just a student. And I cringe when I hear that. There is no such thing as just a student. You are the reason we exist. The only reason the university exists is because you are here. And so everything we do is about you. And so I want to make sure that when you're in these committees and when you're doing the work you do, that you proudly introduce yourself and introduce the position that you hold, and make sure that your voice is heard and that you are representing proudly all of those student constituents who have helped you to get to where you are today and to be here. So thank you so much for allowing me a little bit of time, and also know that I am always here to help everybody. I know I work closely with the EVPs and the speakers and the president, and so I know those are often the officers you think are probably working with the vice president. But I have an open door. Any student who ever has questions, concerns, email me, reach out to me, because I want to make sure that you are getting the support you need and that you're getting your questions answered, and not just the what, but the why behind the what, because the why is so important. So thank you again. I look forward to working with all of you in an amazing upcoming year. Thank you.
Alrighty, thank you, Dr. Sansevero. Ooh, taller than I am. All right, and so now I just have, as the outgoing election commissioner, speaker of the Atlanta Senate, and some senators refer to me as the grandpa of SGA, just have a few remarks of my own. So, like I said, my name is Ira Levenott, and currently I'm the Speaker of the Atlanta Senate and the Chief Election Commissioner. But over the years, I've worn quite a few different hats and different titles. I've been a senator 3 times. I've been a Speaker pro tempore 3 times. I've been the Speaker twice and the Atlanta EVP once. So you can imagine that I'm slightly overwhelmed by the fact that today is my last day in SGA ever, which is why I've decided to pursue a PhD here at I'm just kidding. I'm not doing that. I graduate in 49 days, 4 hours, and 30 minutes, but no one's counting, right? Most people, if they're lucky, they get a year, maybe 2, as leaders or being involved in student leadership. I got 6. And I was thinking about what is it that draws us to student leadership. And I came to the realization that we're all a little silly. I mean, you have to be a little crazy to do what it is that we do, especially in SGA, if you think about it. We spend hours and hours with tons of people working with departments, different competing interests. You pull all-nighters and you run around all different campuses, meetings with this administrator, meetings with that administrator. You're emailing this person or that person, and then you get to spend hours and hours writing legislation, rewriting legislation, and then rewriting it again. You get to attend the committee meetings, offer feedback, vote on things, comment, disagree, building, starting over, all of it, with no real guarantee that any of it will result in anything. There's no promise at the end of that, almost nothing at all. So why do we do it? The shiny pins that we get to wear are nice, and our offices can be cool, but that's not enough. It can't be enough. SGA is unique as a student organization among all organizations in that it'll push you to your limits that you didn't even know you had, and then it'll push you some more. It's got to be something more than just shiny pins. It's probably the committees, getting more resources for students, things like contraceptives, new applications, new technology, new events. It's got to be things like parking agreements, giving money back to the students, new advisory boards, free Panther cards, improved guidelines for university professors, and enhancing students' rights to education. It's got to be the friendships, the lessons, the obstacles, the victories, and the precious moments. It's got to be that our work here makes life at GSU better for every student. It's got to be that in doing so, we transform as students, as leaders, and as people. We become something more than what we were. Over the years, I've participated in a few administrations, the 89th, the 90th, the 91st, the 92nd, 93rd, and 94th. I've been on many different committees, such as the MSFC, the SAFC, the SCAC, the SAC, and more. I've worked with different departments, housing, parking, student life, the library committee, finance, and finance administration, and more. And some things never stay the same, but some things never change, which is that unless someone like you, all of you, the student leaders, who care a whole awful lot, things do not get better. They simply do not. That's Dr. Seuss. Over the years, I've received a lot of credit for a lot of different things. But tonight I want to recognize the people who stood behind those achievements in some form or another. The people who helped, who in one way or another made me who I am today and Georgia State what it is today. who've made SGA what it is today, and made GSU better for all students. Many of them are not here, and they haven't been here for some time, but I felt that it's only right to recognize them nonetheless. So I'm going to read their names now. Franklin Patterson, Jonathan Chizubu, Terry Fye, Cassie Turner, Kaylin Thomas, Will Holly, Kenneth Lockett III, Daniel Veritek, Nish Sinha, Joel Mack, Ramon Galarza, Matthew Agentetti, Mila Williams, Jordan Madden, Jade Williams, Sydney Barrett, Bethany McCullough, Brianna Bailey, Melissa Perez, Uriel Villegas, Adam Duffy, Nathan Brown, Carter Redette, Jonathan Vasquez, Sarah Forberger, Samantha Thompson, Director Jeff Benson, Vice President Boyd Beckwith, Director Gail Sutton, Chief Anthony Coleman, Director Lenore Music, Director Alfred Austin, Dean Davis, Vice President Brad Freeman, Vice President Michael Sansevero, and Provost Nicole Parsons Pollard. Because of their support, not just to me personally over the years, but to SGA and GSU, we are all better off. So please join me in thanking them. Before we move on to recognize some members of the 94th Atlanta Senate, I want to address the 95th administration, just briefly. First, you are in good hands. The torch has been carried this far, and now it's your responsibility to carry it even further. Trust your instincts, and know that a lot has changed since I was a freshman here. Where I once might have been skeptical as to our administrators, I'm now certain that their commitment and dedication to helping us and helping make GSU a better place is ironclad. I'll leave the rest of the advice to the future to President Shepard and President-elect Wilson, but before we move on, we have some awards to give out for the 94th administration. First, I just want to generally recognize the 94th Atlanta Campus Senate and the entire 94th administration. So if you could all please rise, those of you who are here, if you could please stand, all members of the 94th. Thank you. As you know by now, SGA is difficult work, and we're all very grateful for the hard work of our senators. And every year, there are always a couple of senators that go above and beyond and deserve special recognition. We call these senators Atlanta's Angels. The following senators are recognized for their exemplary dedication and initiatives. For his work on the Ethics and Accountability Committee and overall dedication and phenomenal charisma, please join me in recognizing Senator Julius Redden, Jr. For her work on the Ad Hoc Communication Committee and unmatched tenacity, please join me in recognizing Sarah Forberger. For his work on the Parking and Transportation Advisory Committee and Safety and Infrastructure Subcommittee and rich enthusiasm, join me in recognizing Senator Andrew Dantulis. For her work on the Parking and Transportation Advisory Board and as the chair of the Student Engagement Committee, which held the largest Atlanta SGA event this year. Please join me in recognizing Senator Delapo Thomas. For her work on developing relationships with the university departments, and specifically for her work with the university bookstore, and for her authenticity and genuine love of SGA, please join me in recognizing Michelle Molina Cuevas. For his work on the Bylaws Committee and for his constant ability to show kindness and support of his fellow senators, please join me in recognizing Senator Carter Redette. Last but certainly not least, for his work as the Student Services Committee Chair, for working with GSUPD, for his time and effort making GSU and SGA work for the students, please join me in recognizing Senator Nathan Brown. All right, we're almost there. Next up, we have the Helping Hand Award. This award goes to the senator that always goes above and beyond, even in areas where it had nothing to do with their responsibilities. All senators are helpful, but this one always took it to a whole different level. He's responsible for so many things that the 95th administration will get to benefit from, that the public don't even know about yet. That's how ahead he's planned, and that's how far he's gone. He was my right-hand man for the last 6 months, and he's helped us all tremendously. Please join me in recognizing Senator and Speaker Pro Tempore Jonathan Vasquez. And finally, the Senator of the Year Award. This award is reserved for the senator who embodied the best of what it means to be an SGA in all areas. A real love and joy for GSU and SGA, a strong resolve and resistance to adversity, someone who didn't quit when it got hard. And this award goes to someone who I think is only just getting started and will continue to make SGA and GSU a better place. This award, of course, goes to none other than Sarah Forberger. Now, I know that the program says that should be it, but there's just one last thing we have to do. This last award is something that it's very important, and the Atlanta campus needs to give it out together. So I'd like for the entire Atlanta campus, the Atlanta campus senators, to join me on the stage. Yeah, all of you. All the Atlanta campus senators. You can join me on the stage. And while they are due a round of applause, the award's not to them. They're going to help me present it. Is there room? Let's go. We can file in, maybe file around. All right. We made it. All right. The award we're giving out together as a Senate is the Most Valuable Advisor Award. This award is going to someone who quietly but mightily pushed the Senate along when it found itself stuck in the mud. This person has been with us virtually every step of the way, and they have made us better students, better leaders, and sometimes even better people. This person has had to deal with me for 6 years, which deserves an award just by itself. But for her exemplary service as the advisor for the Atlanta campus and for proving time and time again that great leadership is rooted in great compassion, please join me in the 94th Atlanta Campus Senate in thanking and recognizing Gail Sutton. Thank you all very much. Being a part of SGA these years has been, for these years, has been the honor and privilege of a lifetime. And I know for GSU and SGA, the best is yet to come. Thank you all. At this time, outgoing President Xavier Shepard will provide an overview of the accomplishments of the 94th administration of SGA and present his awards. Thank you.
Good evening, Panther family. Come on, y'all can do better than that. Good evening. I don't know if that applause was because you're happy to see me or you're happy to see me go. But my name is Xavier Shepard, and it is my last day on the job. Now, I will try to be very brief with my own personal remarks. I believe that today really isn't about me, and it's not about my accomplishments as president. As many of you know, I am a man of faith, and my faith tells me to let my work speak for itself. I understand that history and time shall be the true arbiters of my legacy here. Instead, I'd like to use this time to show my appreciation and deep gratitude to everyone who has made this presidency, which started out as a fantasy, a very real possibility. When I came into this role, I was just 18 years old, practically a baby, and I didn't know what I was doing. There was no guide for me on how to be a president. No one gave me a book with all of the rules and regulations of what to do and what not to do. All I had coming into this position was a vision for the future and an unmatched support system to help me achieve that vision. A support system that started at home with my family and my closest of friends. Growing up, I was always told that I could do anything that I put my heart and my mind to. My mom, my stepfather, and my grandmothers all invested and sacrificed so much just for me to be on this stage. They will be the first to tell you that they have tried and failed at many things in their life. But let me be the first to tell you that they did not fail in raising me as their son and as their grandson. Their years of unconditional love and support allowed me to go into this position with confidence and a conviction for change. And I want to publicly acknowledge them and say thank you. Because I know that everyone is not blessed to have their families full of unconditional support like I am. Now, when I decided to run for this position, I also knew that I wanted a chief of staff and a senior advisor to help me with the details of my platform and the government strategy to implement them. I looked far and wide, but the only names that I kept coming back to were these two random guys who, at the time, the only thing that I knew about them were that they were kind of smart. In the end, I tapped Kevin Lester to be my chief of staff and Mitchell Harris Jr. to be my senior advisor. And still to this day, asking them to help me serve this institution will forever be the best decision that I've made as the SGA president. Without these two men, my unofficial popular tagline, the Zay Way, would be an insult and a borderline slur by now. Because of Kevin, I was able to open up the presidency to the people via social media. He taught me how to transform the power and the influence of social media into bargaining chips of change. His strategic, almost radical way of thinking is responsible for my open letter regarding safety on the Atlanta campus. That letter forced the city of Atlanta and the Atlanta Police Department to come to the table and is going to give the incoming administration much needed leverage on the issue of safety and security. Because of Mitchell, I was able to fundraise thousands and thousands of dollars for the Emergency Assistance Fund. He is the mastermind who led this effort on my behalf. And when I say he led this effort, I mean it. He led this effort. Mitchell is the one who met with the University Foundation, opened up our own gift account, implemented targeting strategies, created marketing material, and he secured our largest donation. Mitchell took my vision and he ran with it. But equally as important as their materialistic and concrete contributions, both of them have made me more confident in my calling. Mitchell and Kevin quickly turned into the brothers I always needed. In my darkest moments when I felt like I wasn't right for this job and that maybe I should just give up and resign, Mitchell would pick up the phone, no matter the hour, and he would pray with me, serving in those moments as my senior spiritual advisor. And Kevin, well, he would be the one to give me a funny look. Then he would cuss me out a little bit for doubting myself, but he still managed to pick up the phone no matter the hour, so I guess that's a good thing. Both of them restored my broken confidence and remained steadfast in their unwavering support for the New State Way. And for that, I and the entire university will forever be grateful. Can we give them a round of applause, please? I also want to thank the entirety of the student body. It has been the honor of my lifetime to represent all 50,000 plus students from all 6 of our distinct campuses. You all accepted me for who I was, and I will forever cherish the memories associated with my time as president. To my fellow SGA officers, your dedication, your passion, and tireless efforts have truly made a difference in the lives of our student body. And I would like to recognize a few of our remarkable officers from all across our campuses at this time. It is my privilege to present the awards for excellence in various areas of our organization. These awards recognize the hard work, the dedication, and commitment that our officers have to SGA and to our university. The first award of the night is the Rookie of the Year Award. The Rookie of the Year Award goes to a first-year SGA representative who has made a big impact on the organization. Now, I think anyone who knows him knows that we can all agree that the recipient of this award is always eager to serve and is always looking for opportunities to better this organization. His commitment to whatever role he holds serves as an inspiration to me and to so many of his colleagues. That is why the recipient of the Rookie of the Year Award goes to Senator Cody Tran. Is he here? Cody is not here right now, but I'll be sure to give it to him later. Next, the Event of the Year Award. The Event of the Year Award goes to one of our 6 campuses who has planned an event that saw a huge turnout and that put SGA's name out into the community. The campus that is receiving this award decided to meet the student body exactly where they were at and set up a free ice cream and popcorn stand where they introduced themselves and talked about the issues important on their campus. The event was a huge success, and this campus has been flourishing ever since. The recipient of the Event of the Year Award goes to the Dunwoody campus. Come on, Shay. EVP Coker, come on. Jake. The next award of the night is the Future Political Leader Award. The Future Political Leader Award goes to an officer that is most likely to have a successful career in politics. The recipient of the Future Political Leader Award is someone who has a unique political acumen, never one to immediately take sides, and always striving to stand up for his constituents. This senator is a model of what all political leaders should be. The recipient of the Future Political Award goes to Senator Nathan Brown. The next award for the night is the Unmatched Dedication Award. The Unmatched Dedication Award goes to an officer that goes well above and beyond the description of their role. The winner of this award has served in this administration from day one, when she was the only representative on her campus. But because of her leadership and dedication, she managed to fill her Senate and recruit candidates to serve in the upcoming administration. That is why I am pleased to announce that the recipient of the Unmatched Dedication Award is Alpharetta EVP Deborah Murray. Debbie is not able to be here today, so we're going to let the incoming Alpharetta EVP accept on her behalf. The next award is the Executive Officer of the Year Award. The Executive Officer of the Year Award goes to an executive officer who has been a great source of support to the executive branch as well as to their campus. It should come as no surprise who the recipient of this award is. Her honesty has prevented me from making horrible mistakes, and her leadership has guided the Atlanta campus through challenging times. She literally accepted a role she didn't even apply for, but she made it her own, and for that I will forever be grateful. I am proud to announce that the recipient of the Executive Officer of the Award is Atlanta EVP Sky Corral. We're almost there. All right. The next award is the Leadership Award. The Leadership Award goes to an officer who embodies the true definition of leadership. Leadership is not taking credit for when things go right, but it's being able to accept responsibility when something has gone wrong. Aside from serving as an amazing senator on the Atlanta campus, he also has proven to be a living example of leadership. The recipient of the Leadership Award is Senator Brian Ramirez. Senator Ramirez could not make it here tonight, but we'll be sure to give him his award. And last but certainly not least, the New Stateway Award. The New Stateway Award is my namesake award given to one officer who truly reflects the vision of the New Stateway. The recipient of this award has stuck with this organization for the entire year, through the ups and the downs. She is initiative-driven, choosing change over chaos. She is independent, forming her own decisions and coming to her own conclusions. And she is genuine, always bringing 110% of her true self. The recipient of the New Stateway Award is Senator Tiara Tillery. Tiara could not make it here tonight as well. It's fine, Scott, but I'll be sure to give her her award. In closing, let me reiterate my deepest gratitude to every single person in this room here tonight. Thank you for allowing me the privilege to serve as your SGA president. As I step down from this role, please know that I will continue to support and cheer on the incredible work of the Student Government Association from wherever life may take me. Thank you, and God bless.
All right. Thank you, President Shepard. I now have the honor of introducing our university's president, Dr. M. Brian Blake.
Let me first apologize for being late. I think this is my third stage today, but absolutely the best stage. So I appreciate you having me here today. So it's just, I mean, I'm super excited. I think I missed this ceremony last year, so I'm so excited that I was able to kind of restore from the visit I had in the first year for our Student Government Awards inauguration. 94 years, this is a tradition. So let me start. I missed some of the award winners, but I want to congratulate all our award winners and all our newly elected leaders. I see a name, I see a tag there. Whose face is that? Oh, I'm gonna get me one of those. So, you know, as SGA leaders, you stand out among your peers, and your outstanding work ethic shouldn't be ignored. It certainly hasn't gone unnoticed. Since the Student Government Association, really, you're essentially the voice for the campus, and your thoughtfulness has been very meaningful for me across my years, the 3 years I've been here. I'll go as far as to say that, you know, I've had a real personal relationship with all three of the past SGA presidents during my time. I would be remiss if I didn't thank the Xavion for it. He's been a fantastic partner all through the year. You know, there's been time, obviously, it's no secret, everyone. We have our share of incidences, we have our share of challenges, things that we overcome. What I've come to appreciate from Xavion is that President Shepard, he actually always approaches things with the best possible half is glass full type of personality. So, I'm looking forward to new leadership. I'm going to at the same time be sad to see you. We're not going to let you go. We're gonna keep you tied in, and just happy to have you, and so delighted for you to have your term the way you did. So thank you so much. I want to also say thank you to all the senators. One of the things that you'll come, and I'm sure Xavier come to appreciate this during the year, is that as president, you don't always get to say what you really want to say, and some days I'm at home, I want to scream a little at home, I want to cry inside a little bit at home, and I bite my tongue on some things. You represent a constituency that's so broad that you don't want your voice to be a chilling effect to other certain populations, such that they feel like they're not included and they don't have a voice. So you often got to say things a certain way, you got to time things a certain way. So to kind of have your voice. Sometimes I think the senators will be apologetic for screaming at something, and honestly, I'm at home thinking, thank God they said that. I wanted to say it. So keep doing what you do, because I think that's the piece that you're going to poke the right way, you're going to be present the right way, you're going to keep us honest the right way, and all of these things will be really important as we see our campus progress, and as Georgia State continues to be the university of choice in the state. So I am about to get in big trouble. So let me also recognize Dr. Bridget Blake, who's here today. So in closing, I'll just give just a little bit of advice. As all of you are emerging leaders, and you're emerging students, all of our staff, as leaders, I think the best leaders are ones, and I experience this every day, and I struggle myself. They're wise, and they understand that to lead an organization, it's hard to do that without the support of others. So you've got to figure out how to collaborate with people who may disagree with how you're thinking. So I just want to continue. This group does a great job of that. Continue to do what you're doing to make sure that as a collective group, you're able to make progress. So with that, I need to get out of the way because I think there's going to be an inauguration here in a minute. So thank you for having me. Congratulations, everyone, and look forward to seeing you later this year.
Thank you, President Blake. All right. So now we're going to have our swearing in. So President Shepard, please join us on stage here. We're going to be swearing in all senators. We're swearing in all senators.
All righty. If you're a senator, come on stage. Let's do it on stage. Y'all don't want to get sworn in? Come on. Oh, the new senators. Yeah, the oncoming senators.
State your name. I, do solemnly affirm. That I will faithfully execute the duties and responsibilities. Entrusted to me by virtue of my office. And will to the best of my ability. Preserve, protect, and enforce. The Constitution of the Constitution of the Student Government Association of Georgia State University. That's close enough. Congratulations.
You're doing this one for the speaker? Okay. Now at this time, will the incoming speakers of the Senate please come to the stage?
I, Julius Redding, do solemnly affirm
That I will faithfully execute the duties and responsibilities
that I will faithfully execute the duties and responsibilities
entrusted to me by virtue of my office
entrusted in me by the virtue of my office
and will, to the best of my ability,
and will, to the best of my ability,
preserve, protect, and enforce
preserve, protect, and enforce
the Constitution of the Student Government Association of Georgia State University.
the Constitution of Georgia, of Student Government of Georgia State University.
There you go. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Now at this time, will all of the outgoing and incoming executive vice presidents please come to the stage? Raise your hand and repeat after me. I state your name.
I, Sarah Forberger,
Do solemnly affirm
do solemnly affirm
that I will faithfully execute the duties and responsibilities
that I will faithfully execute the duties and responsibilities
entrusted to me by virtue of my office
entrusted to me by virtues of my office
and will, to the best of my ability,
and will, to the best of my ability,
preserve, protect, and enforce
preserve, protect, and enforce
the Constitution of the Student Government Association of Georgia State University.
the Constitution of the Student Government of Georgia State University.
Congratulations. All right. Now the moment we all have been waiting for. Will the incoming SGA president-elect please come to the stage? I state your name.
I, James Wilson,
Do solemnly affirm that I will faithfully execute the duties and responsibilities
that I will faithfully execute the duties and responsibilities
entrusted to me by virtue of my office
entrusted to me by virtue of my office
and will, to the best of my ability,
and will, to the best of my ability,
preserve, protect, and enforce
preserve, protect, and enforce
the Constitution
the Constitution
of the Student Government Association
of the Student Government Association
of Georgia State University.
of Georgia State University.
Now, 1 year ago, I was introduced as the student body president of Georgia State University by my big brother, James Wilson. It is no secret that James and I share a very unique bond as SGA presidents. In high school, especially during my senior year, James became one of the men that I wanted to become. He was a young black man from my small county doing exactly what I wanted to do. He was a part of SGA, he was fighting for change in the state capitol, and he always managed to come back home and pour back into his community. Yes, we are both proud products of the greatest county in the state, Newton County. But more importantly, we share a common upbringing. We were both raised by strong, supportive, and loving black women, and it shows. James, your mom, your granny, and your little sister have been by your side from the very beginning. And because of that, you may not know this yet, but they have prepared you for this position. These are the type of women that if James were to tell them that he wanted to touch the stars, they would gladly pick him up and tell him to start reaching. Take it from me. When you have been incubated in a home of love and support, the cruel words of your haters and doubters cannot impact you. You have a family that knows who you are. And because they know who you are, you will always know who you are. And I know who you are too, James. You are a man full of hope, always inspiring people to see things not as they are currently, but as they can and as they should be. You are a man full of service, never ceasing an opportunity to give back to the communities that you know poured so much into you. You are a man full of joy, spreading laughter in moments when people need it the most. And you are the first person who believed in me here at this university. Before I had even taken my first steps on this campus, James made my success his business. When others saw just an ambitious little freshman trying to get ahead, James saw the next SGA president of Georgia State University. And I will close by saying this. After my graduation speech in high school, James came up to me and he said, "If you ever need anything, you can always call on me." Now is the time for me to repay you for all of the love and all of the support that you have shown me from day one. Being the president is not easy. You will doubt yourself, and you will always meet mountains that other people say you can't climb. But no matter how big or how small, if you ever need anything, you can always call on me. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, I am beyond proud and honored to introduce our 95th SGA president, Mr. James Wilson.
I don't even know where to start, Xavier. I mean, you blew it out of the water, and yeah, I have a gift for you. Oh, and my iPad too. I'm a little old. Thank you so much. I was gonna save this for the end, but I want to go ahead and do it now. Last week, Xavier, you and I had a conversation about awards, this ceremony, and who was going to be getting awards and such. And, you know, after that, I said to myself, I said, everyone's getting an award but Xavier. And I said, a lot of people deserve awards, but there's someone who deserves an award so much. It's you. And so I went to an award store, and I had the plaque envisioned in my head, and I was going to name it this, and I was ready to spend the money. I had my credit card out. And then I thought about it, and I said, awards are given from places of position or authority or rank. But that's never been the relationship that you and I have had. You've been over me, I've been over you, you've mentored me, I've mentored you. Our relationship has always been one that's been built on love and respect and admiration. And when you love someone, you don't give them an award, you give them a gift. And so I know a little woodworking shop, and I asked them to give you something that you actually don't have, which I was surprised to learn that you don't have. Well, I knew you didn't have it, but I'm just always surprised that you don't have a quality gavel made of quality wood. And so I ordered this for you, and it's engraved, and it says, to President Xavier Shepard, from President James Wilson, with great love for my brother, 2024. And I want you to keep this gavel. I know you're going to have to use it because you are going to continue on in your leadership journey and you're going to continue doing great things, and every great person needs a great gavel. But I just want to say two things about it. One, if you break it, that's going to be me and you. and two, I want this gavel to constantly remind you that no matter where you go or what you do, I will always be with you. I will always support you. And not only is it me, but it's everyone in this room. You did a phenomenal job as president. You demonstrated true leadership. Leadership is not management. Almost anybody can manage people, but it takes real heart to inspire people. And that's what you did each and every day. And you started with me. When I was at your graduation ceremony, you inspired me when you spoke. You inspire me every day. And I love you so much, and I want you to accept this gift from me, and I want you to keep it. And I want you to know that, there's many more moments like this to come. Keep doing great things. I love you. Okay, now it's time for the speech. I'm going to try not to cry. People always tell me, they're like, James, when you get up on stage, you don't get nervous, you don't cry, you don't show any emotion like that. It's all in my body. I'm shaking right now, really hard. I'm shaking, but I want to start off by saying how excited I am to be here. And I want to thank everyone who's here. I tried to greet as many people as I could. But a few people I see you slipped in and I didn't get to see you and say hey to you, so I'm so happy that y'all are here. I want to start off with this pen that I'm wearing, this SGA pen, this shiny pen. I put it on because of the story behind this pen. I have been in SGA for all 3 years of my experience here at Georgia State, and it's been hard. A lot of things that I've done at Georgia State have been hard. And at one point, I gave up, and I resigned from SGA. And when I did, I was clearing my office, and I opened up a drawer, and there was a bag full of these pens. And I'm black, so I said, I'm leaving here with something. And so I took a handful of pens, and I left with them. But the reason that that's important, beyond the stealing, the reason that that's important is because this pen reminded me that things are going to get hard, and I am going to feel like quitting. And sometimes that's what some people would prefer I do. But everything that I do, everyone that I love, everything that I've done up to this point, it all demands that I keep going, that I stay strong, and that I remember why I'm here, to serve other people. There's a quote that I love. It says that service is the rent that we pay for our space here on earth. That's what we do. We serve others. And so sometimes things get hard. People make things hard. Events make things hard. Incidents make things hard. The news makes things hard. But at the end of the day, this pen reminds me of the one time that I decided to quit. And it is my commitment to never do that again. And so I will wear this pen again and again. It won't be as shiny next year when the next inauguration comes around, because I am going to wear it a lot, but that's okay. Actually, no, I've got a handful of them. Never mind, I can wear as many as I can wear as many as I want to. But as I get into the speech, I just want to say the election just passed, and it was a hard one. I had two great competitors who worked hard, and they were very worthy. And I was thinking to myself, and I was talking with my campaign team, many of whom are wearing the buttons today. I love those, thank you. But I was talking to my campaign team, and I was asking the question constantly, how do I approach this job? What do I say? How do I do this? Where do I go for this? How do I this? Why? I was asking all these questions, and the one thing that my team did for me, that your team did for you, Xavion, is they instilled the confidence back in me. And they reminded me of why I won the election in the first place. Because people believe that I can do the job. They believe I can do the job well, and they want to see me do just that. And so I'm thankful for the commitment of my team. I'm thankful for the vote of confidence from the student body, and I'm thankful to my family and my friends for reinstilling that confidence in me. And when I think about this year, my priorities for this year are simple. I don't have a list of promises up here because when I make a promise, the universe just wants me to break it, so I do. But I don't have promises, but I have priorities and commitments. My first is to community. I've been doing a lot of reflection recently, and when I reflect on my time at Georgia State, I remember my first day. And the first feeling that I ever felt on this campus was alone. I was a commuter student. That was hard enough. I was late to class on my first day. That made it harder. It was hot. It was August. That made it harder. I didn't know where to go. I was lost. I was standing in the Greenway, and I remember just feeling this feeling that I had never felt before in my life. I felt really alone. And I remember how much that feeling hurt. And when I look at that versus now, where I'm surrounded by this incredible, large, beautiful, productive community, I can't help but think that this is what every student deserves. Whether they live on campus, they commute, they're online, every single student in this university deserves to feel the incredible community that I do every single day. And so that's my first commitment, to continue to build community on our campus, because it really can be done. My second is progress. I hate to keep calling you, Xavier. I don't want to cry, and I don't want you to cry, but you made some serious achievements. You've made some really big shoes for me to fill. And I want to continue the progress that has been made this year on some critical issues, whether it's student engagement, whether it's safety, any issue, parking and transportation, housing. Serious progress has been made. And one thing that my team told me, and I was really debating on every single election, now our election is done. All the other schools, their election is still going, and every campaign is the same. It's time for a new day, in a new way. It's time for new. But why do we have to reinvent the wheel when what we have is working? Xavier, you left me an administration that is working, a platform that is working. And so let's build on that. Let's continue to make progress on that. And my final commitment is service. Like I said, that's so critically important to me. Service is key. We all must engage in service. And one problem that I've seen too often is that people want to lead, but they don't want to serve. And those people, they don't seem to understand that leadership and service are synonyms. You cannot lead if you do not serve. You cannot lead if you do not serve. Our Student Government Association has to recommit itself to service first. Of course, SGA stands for Student Government Association, but our motto is right there: service first, then guidance, then action. Those are my commitments: community, progress, and service. And that is how I'm going to judge my actions. For my newly elected officers, it's how I'm going to judge yours. And it's how I'm going to measure the progress that we make each and every day. And so, to the newly elected officers, congratulations first. And second, I want you to keep in mind a quote that I think should be the guiding force for our year. From Eleanor Roosevelt, she said, "Great minds discuss ideas, average minds discuss events, and small minds discuss people." We have an early start this year. Normally our term would begin in May, but now it begins in March. And we are about to have a lot of discussions. We're about to have a lot of meetings. We're about to have a lot of phone calls, lots of texts and emails, lots of everything. I want you to remember that our priority is to be an organization of great minds. And great minds do not become great through gossip. Great minds don't become great through hearsay. They don't become great through drama or chaos. They become great because of our ideas. Our organization is only as strong as the ideas that lead and guide it. And so that's going to guide me as well. And for too long, we have focused so much on the people that we haven't even gotten a chance to identify that some of the ideas that guide us they're not the best. Ideas like university staff and administrators are somehow our competitors. That's not a good idea in my view. But we spend so much time thinking about people that we don't get to talk about our ideas. Ideas, they're all bad ideas, I'm not going to name them, but you get the point. We are going to focus on building strong ideas. And so as I close, I want to close on a note of gratitude. There are so many people to thank. So many people have helped me get to where I am today. I first want to recognize, of course, our president and our first lady. I saw President Blake the other day walking on the street, and I told him, I was like, you know, I tell everybody, you really do just walk around the campus. You really do. And I saw you as well, Dr. Bridget, just walking around the campus one day. And I bring that up because it's incredible to have leadership like you that is so immersed and engaged in our student body. I thank you. Your support of me over the past 3 years, it's been incredible. And I'm going to remind you of this, President Blake, your first year was also my first year, so I take a lot of credit for your successes. I do. I take a lot of credit for your successes. I'm not going to lie. I do tell people that I gave you an idea, and I tell them that you couldn't have done it without me and all that stuff. But I'm thankful to you all. I'm thankful to our advisors, Boyd and Gail. They've been incredible, and they've been such amazing support systems. I'm thankful for the 94th administration, many of you that I got to serve with. I'm thankful, of course, for you, Xavion, and you, Sky, and the work that you all did this year. You're absolutely incredible leaders, and I have very big shoes to fill, surprisingly, from two people who are shorter than me. You know I was going to take a quick shot at you. I love y'all, though. I want to thank my campaign team and my campaign staff. It was 20 of us. It was 20 of us. It was a lot. We did a lot. We did a lot of work in the span of a week. Can y'all stand up, my campaign team? Can y'all stand up real quick, just so I can recognize y'all? Please do. I saw y'all creeping in the back, and I just wanted to make sure I recognize y'all. We couldn't get everybody tonight, but I'm so appreciative. Thank y'all. I want to thank my campaign staff because, you know, a week felt like a year. It did. We went through it, man. I'm telling you. I want to thank all of the university administrators and staff that we have here. So many people have touched me and been incredible mentors and resources and guides to me. One, for example, we have Chris Green in the back. He's our director of government and community affairs. I had to recognize you because when I first entered the role of speaker, you were one of the first administrators that I came in contact with, and you've been incredible ever since. I really appreciate you. And of course, Xavion really set the standard on this. But I also have to thank the black women in my life. My mom is here, my sister is here, my grandmother is here, my aunt is here. I love them so much. I love y'all so much. I'm so appreciative. I love y'all. I just love y'all so much. I tell everybody that I come in contact with that the reason that I'm able to walk with such confidence, people always tell me that. They say that you're confident, you seem confident. And the reason that I'm able to walk in this world with such confidence is not because of what I know or what I do, but because of who's behind me, who supports me. I know that my family supports me in every single thing that I do, and I carry that with me every single place that I go. And I want to thank all of my friends who are here that have been my friends. Honestly, I've had the same friends since I've come to college, and they've just been absolutely incredible, and I'm so deeply appreciative of them. And honestly, I could talk for another hour or two. I've got a lot to say, and we have a lot to do. We really do have a lot. I've got meetings tomorrow, literally tomorrow, 11:30, me and Boyd. And then I've got meetings on Monday, and I'll probably bother Xavion a little bit over the weekend just in case. We do have a lot of work to do, but I'm confident in our ability to get it done. I'm confident in the 95th administration. I'm confident that we're going to do what's right every time, and we're going to do what's right just because it's right. But finally, as I close on a note of gratitude, I close on a note of progress, but I finally just want to close on a note of love. I have really committed myself to Georgia State University. Many of us have. In fact, most of us in this room have. And I know that the reason that we do that, the reason that I do that, is because I genuinely, wholeheartedly love Georgia State University. It was this time 3 years ago that it was time for me to decide where to go to college. And I couldn't do it. At first I thought it was going to be this school, then that school, then that school. And then in March, I had a serious look at myself. And I said, I need to go somewhere where I can start new, where I can dream bigger, where I can meet new people, where I can be someone that I know I want to be. And so on a whim, I opened up the email from Georgia State and accepted my spot. I didn't look at the tuition. I didn't tour the school. I didn't call a friend. I literally, on my bed, in my house, just accepted my place at Georgia State, just like that. And that has been the best decision that I've made up to this point in my life. Every friend, every door, every blessing, everything that I have at this point in my life, Georgia State has touched it and made it better. Everything that I do is out of love for this university and the people that are in it. And so I hope for the 95th administration and for everyone in this room that you will leave with your love for Georgia State just as recommitted as mine. Every day that I wake up, I find a new reason to rediscover my love for this university, and I'll continue to do that, even when times get hard. I love Georgia State. I love my school. I love my community. I love student government. I love these pens. And I love the 95th administration. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you, President Wilson. The reception will be held in the Gallery Lounge on the third floor of this building at Student Center East 306. We wish you all a wonderful evening. Thank you all for joining us. Will Boyd Beckwith, oh, no, it's not.
Any member of my campaign staff, if you're a member of my campaign staff, please come to the stage. If you're a member of my campaign staff.